Welcome to Learn Techie. In this video, I'm going to explain about web development. What is web development? What is server? What is browser? And what is front end? What is back end? And what is the database? Something like we have a complete overview about the web development process. So if you like this video, please subscribe my channel and share with your friends. If you have any questions, please write in your comment section. I will create a new video for. Thank you. Web development is a process of developing a website. Maybe it's a static website or it's a dynamic website. In later video, I will explain you how to develop a websites using HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So before going to that, we will come to know some basic concepts. What are the things to be involved in a web development? What is browser? The browser is nothing but a software application installed in Windows. It's used to navigate the websites. We have many browsers in Windows like Internet Explorer, Firefox, Google Chrome. The same like in the Mac machine, we have a Safari and some other. So it's mainly used to load the websites and the user can able to interact the websites using the browser. For example, I'm going to load one news website. So that means what I have to do. So here I have to enter my URL. So bbc.com/news is my website URL. So this URL, this is called as URL. So once I'm entering this URL, what happened? So the browser will fetch the related information related to the URL and this is the page. So this page is called a website. So you can see the complete information about the website here. The user can navigate through this browser. So this is the domain name or we can call it as website URL. So this complete area is a website. So the browser is using to navigate the website. Now I'm going to explain about how the website is working. So for example, once you purchase this domain like so www dot this is your domain www dot something like this is the URL. So once you purchase, you want to host your website files like so. What are the files you are designed for your website? So something like you design some files here. This has to be hosted in one hosting provider. So many hosting providers are available in market. So we can create an account from the hosting provider and we can upload our files into the hosting. So that is like a server. So that area is called as server. So for example, this is the server. Okay. So this is a browser. So here we have a browser. So once we enter the URL from the browser, what happened like so you just imagine this is a browser and this is the server. So here once you enter the URL, that will be send a request to your server and that will be fetch the files related to the URL what you entered and this will be send a response to your browser. Then the browser will rendering the page belongs to the URL what you are entered. So this is the way how the website is loading. So for example, in the server you have files like contact us page and index page, something like we have many pages. In this website you can see like this coronavirus, climate, video, something like we have a different menus. In this menu we have a different pages. So maybe it will be a static page or it will be a dynamic page. So the static page means each menu is having a different files. So based on the URL what you are entered here in this area, then this will be go to this as a request and the server will send a response and based on the response you can see the response in the page in the browser. Okay, once I am entering the URL, what happened? So where is the files comes from and how this page is loaded? So that is I'm going to explain now. So for example, this is the bbc.com/news is my website URL. So what I have to do, like, so I have to purchase the domain from some domain providers. So we have a n number of domain providers. We have to purchase from that. So once we purchase the domain name, for example, www.myname.com. So this is my new domain. So I can purchase from that. Once I purchased, I have to host the files into the server. So for example, I am going to design one website, design one web page for my URL. Then I have to design, then I have to host it in the server. How this will be happen? We have two different types of website available. So one is like a static website and another one is like a dynamic website. So the static website means the content will not be changed until we edit the file and upload it to the server. But the dynamic website is like, so each content, the page of the content will be changed dynamically by passing the different URL parameters. So for example, just imagine the Facebook. So in the Facebook, you can see www.facebook.com slash, then you are entering your name or something, then the page is loaded with your profile information. In the same time, if you are entering the different name, so the profile information, photos, everything will be changed to the different URL. So the same way, the dynamic website will be loaded dynamically. So when we are using the dynamic website development, the database come into that picture. So it means we are saving the data into the database, and whenever we need to fetch the data, so that will be taken the data from the database and display. So something like, for example, if you are sending the request to the server, so for example, you want to get the data about your profile information, so you are sending this URL request, the server will take care the process of taking all the information, and if you want to get the data from, then that will be communicate to the database. The database will respond to the related data what you are passing as a parameter. Then the server will prepare the data and it will be sent back to the browser and you can see the profile information. So this is the way of dynamic website is working. So here the browser is used to display the website and server is used to store the website files and DB is used to store the data. So some of the database available. So example MySQL, Oracle, SQL. So these all are database. As you want to become a web developer, you want to know two things. The one is like designing a website. So the designer can completely design a website using the Photoshop and some other tools. The designing means like creating a logos and banners and how the website will be look like. Maybe they will give a prototype of the website. So that part is completely taken care from the designer. So that role is called as a web designer. So once he done the designing, then the developer will be involved into developing the design into a real-time website. So for example, these all are the contents, text and paragraphs, and these all are the things developed by means of creating the website using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So these all are the technologies we can use to develop the websites. In my next video, I will explain you how to develop a website using HTML, CSS, JavaScript. First, we will start with simple static website and later on we will start develop the dynamic website. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe my channel and share with your friends.